Scraplift Crafternoon is here, and we're getting a little whimsical today. If you love mixed media, playful layers, and letting go of the perfect, you're going to love this one. Today's layout here by Suzanne Madison is all about embracing whimsical style. Think soft textures, subtle mess, and creative freedom. I'm taking inspiration from Suzanne and turning it into something uniquely mine, which you saw just briefly then. And I'm going to show you how easy it is to adapt a scrap lift while still making it feel personal and your own. Whether you're new to mixed media or you just want to have a fresh spark, today's inspiration is a process that you'll learn how to add layers, add interest, and create a layout that feels light, fun, and full of personality. And so let's create something a little magical together today. And we're starting off with some Vicky Bouton. And I'm using these rub-ons. Oh, I had a mental block then as to what that word was. Rub-on. And these ones are the Irresistible range. So when you put them on the paper, they resist your mixed media. So let's see how this works on a layout that already has something on it. And I've chosen this piece of paper purposefully because I wanted a text in the background. You know me, I don't do well on a plain sheet. So these Irresistibles are in white, and you put them down, and I'm going to put them into the places where they're going to show on the layout because, you know, you don't want to waste what you're getting. And I do love that Vicky had created these, and I did get some, and I should have got lots more because seriously they are fantastic. All right, so I'm just rubbing them on, and I'm using, well, you can see here the end of my sponge tool here, and that doesn't work. So I end up getting a plastic popsicle to help me do this. But the idea is to rub them on to your layout and then remove the backing sheet, which I'm slowly doing here and making sure that they are all in place and on the layout. And then that's supposed to set up a resist. And when I put the mixed media over the top, the inks are not supposed to sit where that resist is. So we're going to see if this really works. Like I said, chose Vicky Bouton. This paper is one of my favorites. I really do like it. It's got words in it that we're going to utilize later as well. So I'm just taking it off, and you know, sometimes they come off really easy and sometimes they don't. And when they're not coming off really easy, it tells me that they've still got bits on it that need to be stuck down. So I've done that top one. You can't really see it on the screen here, but at the end in the close-ups, you'll be able to see it. I'm also now going down to the bottom here, so I know that this is where my photos are not going to sit. So I want them to be where we can see them in the final product. And so with the popsicle stick, it goes on a little bit faster. I do have this one. It is made out of plastic, so it's designed for these rub-ons, and it really does make it a little bit easier to get them on. Now, I would not say these are easy to apply. You saw that I had to put a bit of pressure to make them stick, but that's because the purpose is that mixed media will go over the top of them. They need a little bit more gunk on them to make it work. All right, I'm going to use my smooching tool. Everybody, you know what I'm like. I like a little bit of control with this mixed media. So with the packaging control, I have the smooching tool that I created using paper towel and plastic bag and some sticky tape to hold it all together. And this allows me to do the packaging technique a lot easier. That one there is the shattered glass. I love, love, love it. It's a very light color, but it's perfect for this layout. I wanted to copy Suzanne's you know, ombre effect in the background. That is a paper. You'll probably see one of the girls use that paper. I'm sure if I went through my stash, I think I've got it somewhere. I'm pretty sure I have, but I just couldn't find it. And you know what? I wanted to show if you don't have it, you don't have to have it. You can create your own. So that's what I intended for this layout as well. So, but I still wanted that rainbow ombre effect with the mixed media in the background. So that's what I'm doing here with my smooching and my packaging technique. And I am going over the top, and you can just see now with the pink how that resist is coming. Look at that. Doesn't it look magic? You can see it just showing through there. And I'll show you up close and personal in a moment how that's really looking. Just putting in some splatters here. I don't need them to be perfect in the color. I just want some splatters to add an extra bit of layer or whimsy to the layout. I've gone and got the spruce fern, spruce, I forget what it's called, something spruce. And that's the oxide that I'm using to put in there. It's like a grey greeny color. Spruce pine. Oh, couldn't even remember what it was. And then I'm also going to add in some vintage photo, so that's going to go in the middle, and it's very subtle. I don't want it to be dark. I want the pink and the green to really be your vibrancy in this layout, and you'll see why when we put the photos into play. Now, I've just gone over, I've built up my layers, as you can see, and I'm really happy with how that's turned out. When it dries, I will go over it. That's my smooching tool that I created. So there you go. You can see there that resist in place. Look at that there. Isn't that magic? Love, love, love it. That's the best thing. That's a little bit of a whimsy there for you. You know, those resistibles, they create that whimsy in your layout. So, you know, don't be afraid to go and experiment with new things that are on the market. But, you know, if you don't, that's okay. We all start where we start and we work our way through. All right, now I'm going to use prize ribbon here because I want some of this on the layout. And I have these also. These are resistibles. These are Vicky's resistible chipboard. And look at this. Isn't it magic? Watch this. So you can just see the white happening coming through. And when I wipe over the top with my cloth gently, it looks like I'm doing it very hard, but I'm not. I'm just rubbing it gently. Look at the white come through. Look at the resist. Isn't that magic? Oh my gosh, they are the best. I so should have got some more of these. I'll have to go searching. They're probably all sold out because they are just so brilliant. Look at that. You make them any color you like for any of your layouts. Look at them there. Look at that white resist. It's just classically beautiful. All right, so I used all of these distress oxides to create my layout this time round. So that was my mixed media that I've put into the background. Very, very subtle in some of the colors, but also very dramatic, and matching these ones. So that's the reason I chose my color palette, the way I chose my color palette, is because I'm going to use this paper here to cut out my hexagons. Now, hexagons are all the rage. Everybody loves them. They're really on trend at the moment. So this layout by Suzanne really does allow for those hexagons to shine. So I'm going to cut out 2 into strips because my hexagon punch here is 1 3/4, and that's going to be perfect for my layout. Now you can stick to the 1 3/4, or you could go up to 2 inches. It's up to you. I'm trying to keep close to Suzanne's original, so that's why I've gone with the 1 3/4. Perhaps I could have gone up a little higher, but I am happy with how it turns out in the end. So, you know, as I said, it all comes down to personal preference as to the size that you want to add. I love the colours in this strip of paper. It's just beautiful, and the directionality of the stripes makes it that much more eye-pleasing and interesting on the layout as well. So I'm just cutting out enough. I think I actually overcut, but that's okay. The other side is very pretty as well, but it's too deep for what I want. Mind you, given the photos, I could have used that side as well, but I didn't want to take away from the subtlety of the stripe pattern. Here's my photos. Aren't they cute? This elephant was made all from balloons. This was from Balloon Story. We went there in January, and this is so cute. That elephant was absolutely gorgeous, and you know, it actually moved. Like, it had an electronic base to it, so its ears moved. It was fantastic. It was a great, great, great display, and so this layout was perfect for it. So for my daughter's album that I'll give her at Christmas, and also it's just a great memory, and I can't believe how fantastic those balloons are. Who would have thought that they can make such creative things out of balloons? It's mind-boggling. Anyway, I'm going to matte my photos because I want them to pop off the layout, because there is that subtle whimsy behind it with all that mixed media and plus the layering of elements that we're going to do in a moment. And white is always a good neutralizer, and it just pops everything. It makes all your colors really vibrant when you put white in behind. So sometimes it's white or sometimes it's black. It just depends on your photo, and it also depends on the colors you have in your layout as to which one you really makes your photo stand out. So as you can see, I'm using up scrap. I haven't gone and got new stuff. It's just scrap that's laying around where I've cut things out of before, and I am just utilising it. That's always a great thing when you're stash busting. And with today's financial markets and things, stash busting is what we need to really do. Shop our stash, use our stash, make sure we get the best and most out of everything that we own. All right, so I am cutting that in half because I'm going to need it in 2 places. Now that this is dry, you can really see that resist out there in the pink. See how fantastic that looks? Just that other little whimsy, a little bit more. And I love it because it's like dots, like balloons. Like it's like the balloons. If you look at the ears, it sort of gives the same pattern, and it just marries beautifully with the feel of the layout. Not so as clear as you, unless you're getting up close. I can, in real life, can see it down in the blue. It's a little bit harder on the screen. I understand that, but trust me, it is there, and it does look fantastic with that little bit of script. All right, so I'm layering up my hexagons where my photos are going to sit, so that they are just popping out as per Suzanne's direction. I really stuck close to the placement as hers layout because I really liked the design, and I didn't want to overpower it and take away from the white space, which is pretty unusual for me. You must admit, I really do struggle with white space, but in this layout I kept to it, and I'm actually very happy with the outcome. So I've got those in place. They are sitting where my photos will now go and take their pride of place. But before I do that, I want to add a little bit more mixed media in. I want to put in through the stencil here the colours and put the herringbone in to give directionality for the eye. So that's going in the pink. I do it again in the blue down the bottom, and I do it in the green as well. And that's just another little piece of whimsy, another little bit of interest using mixed media to help give that page a little bit of a lift. So far, it's looking similar to Suzanne's. I have got more width to my mixed media, but that's okay. I like it. I like putting it right across because, as I said, I struggle with that white space. So by adding this across, I'm putting that detail in, and it's also, you know, giving another feature for the layout and your eye to look at. So I'm happy with the amount that I've just added. It does look quite effective, and when all of it goes in place, it all just comes together. So Suzanne also had film strips down the side of her photos, so I have cut those out using my die cut machine, and I am now just layering it up with that resistible note paper edge that I treated with prize ribbon ink, and I'm layering up my film strips to put them to the side just to build the landing points for the embellishments, just as Suzanne has on hers. So I'm keeping pretty close to what she has on her layouts, just so that, you know, I think it's great that we pay homage to these creators, and I think it's important that we try and keep true to their layout, especially if we've chosen to scrap lift. You know, like, scrap lifting is a personal thing. You make it your own, yes you do, but you should pay homage to the person that you are scrap lifting as well. And so by using the hexagons, by using the photo frames, having the ombre in the background with the mixed media, I feel that I've kept pretty close to Suzanne's and paid enough homage to her design to acknowledge that she was the instigator of this outcome layout. I have cut a photo tab with a piece of paper that I had in the color scheme, and I'm just adding that in here. She had one, a white one on hers. I've added my dot one just to keep that balloon circle thing going through the layout as well. Now, I had these butterflies. I've had them for so long, and I'm so glad that I've finally used them all up. and they're all going to sit on this layout, and that means they're now out of my stash and onto a page. Yay, one more thing used up, which is a miracle for me because I have so many things and very few of them ever get used up, which is a shame because I have so many and they should be on pages, not hoarded. So I'm getting better at not hoarding. So I'm just layering them up and using them. I'm not saving them for a rainy day because that rainy day will never come and it's time to use them. I've got these mulberry paper florals that I'm adding as well, and I'm going to cut out some leaves, as you see there, with my leaf punch, my favorite one that I have, and that allows me to build up those clusters and add that depth and density. Now, I did contemplate putting word stickers into my clusters, but then I thought, no, I'm not going to, and I'm actually going to highlight words in the script. So I've chosen to highlight good times. The one up here says, this is the good times. The one over here says, this life. The one right up the very top says, my favorite. And then on the left-hand side, I find on this day. So I think by highlighting the words within the text, it really does add that little bit of extra whimsy. Now I am going to start zhuzhing my page. Now remember, these are the finishing touches that make all the difference. So my hexagons are light and I wanted them to be a bit more predominant. So I've gone around them with my fine line black pen. I'm also drawing in a messy border, which is coming into play here. And that's quite easy to drag your pen down the edges of your paper, and that creates that messy border. It doesn't have to be straight. The whole premise of it is that it's messy, and so I'm just adding that because I don't like a flat edge. Everybody knows who's been watching my videos, and if you haven't, go and watch some. It'll be really good. You'll find out how I do that often. Next, I'm adding in some pops of color here, and I'm just going to have 3 on it today. Just pretty much like Suzanne's got on hers, and I'm just really sticking close to what she did, and I'm really paying homage. Now, pops of color are great because they are very creamy and they're very runny, and you can get that big blob which looks like an enamel dot when it dries, and it does look fantastic on the layout. So there it is, pretty much. That's the layout for this time round. I am pretty happy with it. I'm only going to do a little bit different here in the fact that I'm going to add a date stamp because I want to record when it was, and I think that's really important. If you don't do anything else, you should date your photos and probably name where you are or who it is. So I like to put a little bit of journaling, as you see down on that bottom label, and it's just saying that Balloon Story was a fun experience and these animals were really good. So there it is. Look at that. That resist is beautiful. Look at that mixed media through the stencil. It's adding that little bit of interest. You can see that pop of color looking like an enamel dot. I love that the words are highlighted that way. Look at that. There you go. In the blue, you can see the resist there. And look at that. It's just got enough on it to draw your attention, draw you around. It is a diagonal design this time. There are 3 strategic points for your eye to rest on, and that really makes it that much easier for you. Here it is. There is a full playlist down below. Tara does a great job in getting us all together every Sunday. This is Scraplift Crafternoon. Don't forget to like my video, give me a hype, and subscribe if you haven't already done so, because I really want to reach that 1,000. Thanks everyone for watching. Stay creative, and here's my next layout. See you there real soon.